I just want to thank everyone, all the first responders for everything that they do, and all our frontline workers. It's been incredible what you guys have done for us, and we all hope that we're able to get hockey back at some point, and we're excited for the breakthrough that we could be having and that we might be able to play soon.
Okay, if any media would like to ask questions, you can utilize the raising your hand feature. You can find that by expanding the participants at the bottom of your screen and then hovering over your name to raise your hand. We'll start with Michelle Crecchiolo from PittsburghPenguins.com.
Hey, Jars. So I know you're someone that has a hard time sitting still. So how have you been staying busy out there on the farm?
Just doing lots of odds and ends. Built a hockey stall the other day, and I put up some cabinets. And I think just doing a lot of gardening around here has been something that I've done to keep busy, and obviously working out, making sure I'm staying sharp has been a big thing, and just doing everything I can for when the season resumes.
Next, we'll go to Wes Crosby from NHL.com. Wes, can you unmute yourself?
Thanks for doing this, Tristan, and I hope you're doing well. We've gotten to speak with a few of your teammates and asked them how long they thought it would take them to kind of get back to form once things ramped back up. As a goalie, how long do you think it might take you to get back to form?
Not really sure. I don't think I've ever been off the ice for this long before. I think it's something that a lot of people haven't been in this circumstance. So I think it's just getting back and making sure we're staying prepared the best we can with what we have, and making sure that we use all the resources that we have throughout our team has been a big thing for us, just staying prepared and making sure that we're using the WebEx and staying sharp with each other is a big thing. So I'm not sure how long it'll take to get back to normal, or if it will. It'll be exciting to get back out there and resume.
Jonathan Bomboli from the Tribune Review.
It's Tristan, when we talk to players, they talk about different workouts that they're doing. I wonder, are there goalie specific things that you can do when you're away from the ice? Like I'm envisioning like drills with tennis balls or something like that.
Yeah, Al and Alexi, our strength and conditioning coach, have put together some programs for Matt and Casey and I. So I think that's been something that we've been doing with them, is just working on our hand-eye, making sure our hips and core are staying engaged and being prepared for when we do resume.
Seth Rohrabaugh from the Tribune Review.
Hi, Tristan. There's a lot of talk about the NHL potentially losing a lot of money this offseason given what's going on. As a guy who's a pending restricted free agent, have you given any thought as far as what that might mean for you moving forward with regards to a contract?
No, I think the biggest thing for me is just staying prepared and making sure that I'm able to do what I can when the season resumes. We're still fighting for a Stanley Cup, and I think that's our biggest mindset. And moving forward, that's going to be the mindset from me and everyone on our team, is that we want to win the Stanley Cup.
Michelle Crecchiolo.
Jars, just how often are you communicating with Buck and Muzz? And like, how is the dynamic different with the three of you as goalies compared to, maybe what the other guys do in terms of like PK and PP meetings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it's a little different. Like, the players have their offensive zone meetings and their defensive zone meetings and their power play and penalty kill. But Matt and I have a different aspect, I guess, of the game, and we see it from a different angle. So I think just being able to use the WebEx as a tool for us has been a big thing, and being able to work with Buck and work on the parts of our games that we might not have been able to during the season. So I think that's been a big help for us, and just being able to see what we need to improve on. And I think that'll help us come back stronger.
Wes Crosby, NHL.com.
Looking back on your season so far, Tristan, obviously you've talked about your friendship with Matt, but obviously you're also competitive and you want to be the guy that starts any given game. Just how much did that internal competition between you two maybe help each of you and you in particular?
Yeah, I think it's huge, just being able to push each other and being able to be friends off the ice. I think that helps when you're battling for a spot and competing every night. And I think being able to push each other and have different insights, like he's always helping me and he's able always pick ideas from my game that I think can help. I think that both improves our games as a whole.
Go back to Jonathan Bomboli from the Trivia Review.
Tristan, this year is sort of like I feel like it's like a culmination of a lot of hard work for you. I mean, you did basically 4 years in the minors, working your way up. I wonder if you could reflect on the greatest lessons you learned on your way up, whether that's about goaltending or whether it's something more philosophical.
I think it's just been a lot of trust. I've had trust in the Penguins organization since day one, and their plan, what they were going to do with me. They were very vocal on what they were going to do. They've always told me what they were going to do every step of the way, whether I was going to play some games in the NHL or be in the minors for the year. I think that's been a thing that I've had to take in stride and be able to play well while doing it. Just working last year, I had a lot of fun playing in Wilt, and I had some great teammates and some great coaches help me. So I think that's what made a huge jump for me and helped me prepare for this year.
Seth Rohrabaugh, Tribune Review.
Tristan, just first off, where are you kind of riding this thing out? Are you still in Pittsburgh, or are you back home? And just what are you doing? Kind of occupy your time with all this right now.
We decided to go back to Canada. We have a couple more resources. Just in Pittsburgh, we were in an apartment, so it was kind of tough just with the workout equipment and everything. So we came back here where I have a full gym and I have a lot of land, so we're able to go for walks and practice the social distancing and just stay bunkered out at home. I think that's been a big thing for us, and just making sure that me and my girlfriend and our dogs are staying safe. So I think it's helped a lot.
Michelle Crecchiola.
George, you just mentioned your dogs. Did you and your girlfriend just get a new puppy recently? And if so, how has that been?
Yeah, we got a new puppy. His name's Kitty, another English Mastiff. We got him probably 2-3 months before we ended up coming back here. So it's been good. He's almost 5 months now. I think he's 80 pounds. He's pretty big. He's actually laying behind me.
Jonathan Bomboli, Tribune Review.
We hear lots of different proposals about what a return to the ice is going to look like, in what cities and, what kind of configurations and all those things. Do you follow that closely? Do you hear about it through the media, or does the Players Association give you updates? And is there anything in particular that you as a player say, look, this is what I need to go back comfortably?
I think it's just wanting to play and resuming the season any way we can. Obviously, it has to be safe, and all the guidelines have to be met for us to play. So it's something that we do follow very closely, and it's something that any opportunity or anything that pops up for us to play, we're going to be excited to resume the season. But I think it's just under all the guidelines that have been set by the doctors and such that we'll get to play again.
Seth Rohrabaugh.
Tristan, there's been some proposals of potentially playing games in front of empty buildings, without fans. I know they did that a little bit in Europe before the shutdown, but what do you think that would be like, playing a game with really no one in the stands?
Yeah, it'll be different. It'll be different. Usually you have the home ice and the away ice as well, and just playing in a mutual building, I guess, will be different as well. Just not really having a home or away. You don't have your own dressing room where you have the familiarity to it. So I think that'll be something that you'll have to get used to, and you'll still have to perform with it.
Michelle Crecchiola.
I was just curious, what kind of gardening have you been doing, and has Bob been helping you out at all with that?
A lot of weeding, cutting the grass, and I guess we did a driveway, so a lot of pulling the weeds for the driveway and just making sure it's flat and making sure there's no big water buildups.
Seth, go ahead.
I'm good, Evan. Thank you.
Michelle, do you have one more?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so then any other questions from the media? Okay, Tristan, I just have one question that wasn't hit on that was sent in to us in advance. Given several weeks to reflect on your season, what are you most proud of and what must you do to take another step? That's from Matt Venzel from Post Gazette.
I think just my consistency. I think that was a big thing that they wanted me to improve on playing in Wilkes-Barre, was just being consistent night in and night out. I think that was something that I want to improve on as well. So I think just being able to do that at the NHL level and have a little bit of success has helped me a lot. I think it's helped me be motivated to come to the rink every day and get better, and help me practice at the highest level possible. I think it's been a lot of fun for me this year.